chapter 15 begins with a verse in Nach, in the prophets. It says, and you will return and see the difference between the righteous man and the wicked one, between him who serves God and between him who serves him not. That's the phrase. The Alter Rebbe says we need some kind of understanding in this phrase, because is it just repetitive? Righteous and wicked, serves and doesn't serve? No, it's got to be something more. Has to be something more there than just a repetition. So the Alter Rebbe explains that what is a Beinoni? He says actually the last part is a Beinoni. And the Beinoni is what kind of person? It's a person who struggles with their evil nature, to overpower it, to banish it. And it's a constant battle. That's what the Beinoni is involved in. The tzaddik, the righteous person, on the other hand, is a person, remember, that on high is given a unique soul to be righteous. They are what's called an Eved Hashem. It's like a title that's conferred upon an individual, like a doctor, right? What's a doctor? Here, the Alter Rebbe gives the example of a sage or a king, meaning they've already become the sage or the king. The doctor has become the doctor, meaning they went through their schooling. The sage went through their learning process, and now they have the title. What does it mean to have that title? You're there. You're that. You're no longer struggling to be the doctor. I mean, you might struggle with new ideas, right? The king might struggle with how to take care of his people. The sage might struggle with a new teachings or a new issue in Jewish law, for example, but not struggling with the title of sage or the title of king or the title of doctor. Why? Because they've dealt with that. So that's that's only an example to understand that tzaddik is also someone who's already gone through the process. And this is the conferred title. This is, the name, so to speak, given to them, meaning that they've already struggled. They've overcome the animal inclination within them. The animal soul has been transformed. It's no longer battling with them because they've already battled. They've won. Like the doctor who's battled in school and got his marks and passed. Right? King in this age. That's who's a righteous person. Right? So, therefore, the expression a righteous person and one who serves God are not repetitious, because he is not one who serves God. It's not a description of the righteous, because they are a servant of God. What does it mean to serve God? It means in the present tense. So that is referring to the Beinoni, because the Beinoni is serving in the present tense, meaning struggling. He's in the midst of the journey of getting to where he needs to go. The tzaddik, right, has already transformed that and is not journeying in the struggle with the animal soul to serve. This person is a servant of God, right? Has become this already. That's a powerful idea. So therefore, again, the person who is righteous is righteous. They have their title, meaning they've passed the grade. What's the grade over here? The struggle. Struggle with what? The animal soul. They're not struggling with it anymore. They're not serving. They're a servant of God. Their serving is someone who's in the middle of serving. Present tense. Well, who's that? Who's serving? Serving what? Serving within your struggle, within you, with your animal soul. That's the Beinoni. That's who it's in reference to. Right? So now, who is this? So we have the righteous, we understand who that is. We understand wicked. Now we understand he who serves, meaning present tense, in the struggle, serving God by always continuously dealing with the animal soul and banishing it from thought, speech, and action. And then we have another term, he who serves him not. Who's that? Well, it's not the righteous. He who serves him not. Well, we have the wicked already described, so who could this be a description of? So here the Alter Rebbe says something very interesting. I mean, it's all very interesting, right? The Chiddush. The person who serves him not is not wicked. Because the wicked's wicked. So he who serves him not is actually a Beinoni. Okay, what does that mean? Why would it be a Beinoni? Isn't the Beinoni we just said someone who serves in the middle of the struggle? So here the idea is as follows. There can be a Beinoni, and remember a Beinoni is someone who has mastery over their behavior, which includes actions, of course, their deeds, their speech, the communication is always spot on, and also willful, cogitated, meditated thought, right? So you can have a Beinoni, though, who doesn't have an evil inclination that is opposing them in any significant manner. There's no war to wage. No war to wage. For example, he says, someone who by nature is assiduous, student. Why? Because they have a stolid temperament. They're cold by nature, right? They have a cold nature. What does that mean? Because of their cold nature, they are free from conflict, right? Being that, someone who's hot-tempered, you say something, a matchbox goes off with just a slight look, and they get, right? A cold temperament shrugs it off, makes nothing of it. That's a temperament, not because that person worked on themselves. So, sexual desire, they're frigid. The nature of most men, if they would see something that is whatever, compromising, that would bring out an urge within them. But you can have someone whose nature is, they might even see something that, a billboard of something that is not exactly wholesome, and it doesn't touch them in the least, right? Even when it comes to material things like food or clothes, it's immaterial to them. Not because they've transformed their evil inclination. The evil inclination to begin with is timid, is like very, we probably know people who are like the extreme of, like that matchbox that you just look at them and then you totally set off a fire in there, right? The opposite, we don't see it that often, but there are some people like that. So because of that, they're not righteous, Because they didn't transform the negativity within them. It's still there. It's just not strong. So they don't need much to be able to conquer their natural desire. Very little they need to conquer. They don't need to contemplate deeply about the greatness of God, to create a fiery passion for God in their prayers, as we've mentioned previously about the Beinoni, that they have that capability. This person, because of the Avamusateris, the hidden love that the soul has, they only have to allow that to express itself. They don't create the love. That love is there. It's natural. And it's sufficient for them to overcome any kind of challenge. Again, why? Because the challenge is so minimal. Right? We know that with those kind of people, they're really by nature good. So that is a person, the Alter Rebbe says, who is not a servant of God. Because they're not struggling. They don't have this powerful drive within them that they have to deal with. You know? So nothing bothers them, so they could sit and learn, they could sit and, do whatever they got to do, and so on and so forth. The Alter Rebbe even goes further and says, even a person who this might not be just inherent in them, right, this nature, but it became their nature. It became their second nature. And now they don't have to struggle. It comes so easy for them to sit and learn, to do mitzvahs, to, be engaged in good stuff. It's their second nature, right? In other words, the hidden love that's there is sufficient. They don't have to work to overcome and to struggle with a negative nature to overcome. So therefore, this person, and they do everything right, so they're not a rasha, right? They don't sully their soul with inappropriate action, speech, or thought. They're not righteous because they haven't transformed. They're a Beinoni, but this is another level of a Beinoni. Asher lo yavadu is a person who doesn't serve because they're not struggling. So you have two types of Beinoni. The one who has to work hard to struggle, and one who just comes natural for them. How that translates itself into we'll see in tomorrow's class, a powerful idea of this concept. And it actually be a very fundamental idea for all of us in our lives. But that'll have to wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow's class. Thank God we're going to be back together tomorrow. Okay. I know now that, what do you know? From this class that was introduced in these teachings. I mean, you might have known it from, because we've learned it last year or not the year before or whenever. So you may recall this, but what is this class today teaching us that we know now? If you could please share that. And as I mentioned, I take 2 or 3 a day and put it onto the YouTube, which I appreciate. Okay. I know now that no one has responded to my question. Please share. Oh, okay. Eugenia from Calgary says, I know now that the Beinoni, who constantly struggles against the strong urges of the heart, is serving Hashem. Very good. Batya. I know now that the Beinoni has the ability to not serve and not struggle against the Yitzhar, the evil inclination, because of obtaining this through the process I don't know what you mean by the process. They're in such a holy state that their character or nature doesn't need such a great outward expression. Bacha, I need to what you're saying here is very good, but it needs a little modification. They're not such a holy state. Holiness only comes through effort. They haven't made the effort. It's a natural state. It's their natural inclination. So that's not holy. That's God-given. So they're not struggling. It comes easy to them to do good. We see that in some people, right? The goody-good shoes. That how easy it is for them to do good, and another person for them to do good. It's so difficult, right? I mean, that's where you can see the distinction. So that I think that's just to clarify. But thank you. Natalie, I know now that we are connected to each piece of creation. Despite the Yetzer Hara, we can change and master impulses in so-called struggles. Now, there's action and interpretation. Okay, thank you. Susan, I know now that even angry people can transform too. Of course, absolutely. Clem, I know now that there are two levels of Beinoni, example that works hard, and the other one, everything comes easy to. Very good. Rachel, I know now that Moses, my whole life is a struggle. All right. So you're not the one who has the simple, easy-natured person. Okay? We are given what we're supposed to have. Very good, Rachel. Thank you. Krista, I know now that none of us is absolute good or bad, and nature versus cultivation. Right? Absolutely. Marina, I know now that another level of a Beinoni is a person who has a cold nature and does not struggle to be good. Very good. David, I know now that the Beinoni is one that is also called one that doesn't serve because he is not struggling with serving, as it is his nature, one kind of Beinoni. Right, exactly. It's one type. It's not. Very good, David. Hannah, I know now that another level of Beinoni, who is not a servant of God and is not a Rasha or righteous, the Beinoni does not struggle as much as the other Beinoni because their nature is free of conflict, natural inclination to do good. Excellent. That was good. Okay. Cindy, I know now there are different levels of Beinoni. All right. Wonderful. Anybody ready to come on and to share? Pamela knows now that what struggling can make you stronger. Absolutely. And that's why, by the way, you're called Oived Elohim, a servant of God. Because you're struggling, that makes you better, makes you stronger. Excellent. Crystal, so true with everyone who's worked. Okay. Hannah. Barbara, ready to share with us? I know that between two levels of Beinoni, I, as naturally to do good, I also struggle with the animal soul. It's impossible to share qualities of both. Yeah, well, I don't think this is black and white. I think this is, it's not black and white. But yeah, absolutely. Good point. Hannah, I know that between the Beinoni, yes, okay, sorry. Angelina, all right, very good. At least I know now that I am learning how to improve my teaching skills. All right, beautiful. Diane, I know now that there are two levels of Beinoni. We'll be in training for some time. We're all going to be in training for some time. Absolutely. Again, anybody ready to come on? Robert from Boston, maybe. Sarah Malka, North Carolina, perhaps. Let me know. It's not a big deal. I promise you. I'm nice. I hope. I don't know if it's my nature or it's something I had to work on to become nice. Stan from London, maybe. Frima from Montreal. Oh, that would be amazing. Erica. Sarah Malka said another day. Okay. Yeah, let me know when that day is. Maybe TJ from Melbourne, or Eugenia from Calgary, Hannah from Manchester, maybe. Erica, just express what you know now. Okay, Erica? Oh, okay, Hannah also. Okay. Erica, if you can come and join us, that would be amazing. Just, something that you can even repeat what you've said. If you're fine with that, we're amazing with that. So we're waiting for Hannah and Sarah Malka soon to be able to share with us live. You can't imagine how this adds. William, okay, thank you. I know now there are two levels of the Beinoni state. I don't dare get into the details. Oh, declined. Okay. Frima, I know now that I could do good, but it's never enough. So much to learn. Yeah. It won't let you in. Oh man. And now I don't have a choice to add you because I added you once and it doesn't give me another opportunity. See if there's, okay. I need someone to help me with this, someone who's technical, and to help me so we can figure this out. Please private message me if you're technical. Okay, we're going to get David. Morial. Oh, all right.
Someone had to get on.
No, what?
I want to say that I found it challenging. It's very tricky, this Beinoni business, about two levels, which I personally did not really understand. And I feel that people caught on to this class well. I don't know what people have to say. What do you say, Rabbi?
People, I think the idea of two different types of empowerment, one that an individual who has a great struggle, and we're going to learn more about more deeply appreciate, and those who don't struggle, and
Thank you.
it becomes easy for them, right? Yeah. Thank you, David. Thank you for sharing. All right, folks. Again, someone who is good and technical capabilities, if they can reach out to me and help me out so we could figure this out. Greatly appreciated. In the meantime, everybody, nothing to fear to come on. You would get lots of blessings from on high and from me. All right, and from everybody. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine. Oh, Tim, 1 second. Okay, Erica, we're trying again. See if it'll work. Gotcha, Hannah. You're not alone. You're not alone. So, okay, let's see, Erica. Is it going to work here? Is it coming up? Didn't work. Okay. For some reason, Tim, it's not coming up. I'd like to know if what you're on, folks, if David, Erica, Tara, Loopy, Diane, Betty, Lisa, Rusty, Alice, Pamela, Saramulka, Sandy, Linda, Miriam, Stan. If you guys are, if you're on, a smartphone, are you on a laptop? For those people that I mentioned, because those I could approve you to get on. Erica, you're on an iPhone and it didn't work for some reason. Got it. Linda, you're on an iPad. Diane on a smartphone. Okay, Alice, smartphone. So it seems like it only works with a phone. Right, sorry, Malka, on your phone, you got it. Right. Right, it doesn't seem, Linda, I don't think I had for you because you're on. Oh, no, I do. Linda, you said you're on your iPad. So no, I can invite you. Okay, I invited again. Okay. My phone, okay. All right, got to figure this out. In settings, need to set Facebook to access camera. Aha. Okay. So Tim is helping us over here. In settings, you need to set Facebook to access camera. Okay, folks, if you could do that. Oh, and it instructs you to turn your iPhone sideways. Okay. So you have to make sure Facebook is set correctly. All right, some homework. Folks, thank you very much. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad Zurich and Kadesh in Montreal, Canada, where it's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. Have a wonderful day.